Hello, Alex. This is James's mom. Have you seen him lately? His phone has been dead and he hasn't been home. If you do, please call me back. I've already filed a missing person report, but just keep an eye out, okay? Be safe, Alex.
I'd listened to that message more times than I could count. I heard the hope in her voice, that fragile belief that James was still out there. But I already knew the truth, and that pain would never leave me. What kind of hold did this entity have on James? And more than anything, what is it? The road ahead stretched far, swallowed in thick fog. As I turned onto James' familiar street, a weight settled in my chest. His house stood in the distance, dark and lifeless. It felt abandoned, but I knew better. Something still lingered there. I pulled into the driveway and stepped out. The air was unnaturally still. With each step toward the door, my heart began pounding faster as I pushed the door aside. The only thing in my mind then was, no turning back now. The old wooden floor groaned beneath my weight as I stepped further into the dimly lit bedroom. My flashlight caught the shadow of James' bed. To think that this was where my friend had last been, to the way I found him, sent chills down my spine. Then, something caught my eye. A dusty, leather-bound journal. I slowly picked it up. My fingers trembled as I pried it open. Jagged, frantic words covered the pages. "It's my fault. Can't escape him. He's in my head." That's when a cold realization settled over me. This entity had always been here, lying dormant. But James woke it up. And he paid the price. It's not just the voice anymore. It's... Oh. The atmosphere in James's house changed. He was surrounded by this heavy air that was draining both physically and mentally. He knew who was knocking, but he could only watch helplessly in fear. Whether James wanted to or not, it didn't matter. The door violently flung open. A rush of cold air floods in as the same shadowy entity seen before bursts through, standing at the entrance, waiting for him. The adrenaline breaks him out of his trance and beelines it to his backyard. Running as fast as he can, he makes his way to the forest. When suddenly... As he lay in the dirt in pain, he is abruptly lifted in the air by an unseen force. He can see the entity making his way to him. The air from his lungs escapes his body and feels an intense weight crushing his ribcage. He gathers what strength he has left and asks, "What do you want?" The entity, remaining motionless, telepathically says, "My time." A loud, deep snap echoes through the valley as James' neck goes limp, and soon his whole body goes too. I got the answers I needed, for now at least. Enough to let me know that this entity won't go on to harm another soul ever again. And I was going to do something incredibly stupid, but necessary, confronting it directly. Thoughts of anger and regret filled my mind, along with anxiety and sadness. Was I really about to do this? Stare down the beast that inevitably mangled my friend? Though my mind wanted revenge, my body was fearful. It was a silent car ride home that day, a day I will never forget. Upon making it home, I went straight to my room and grabbed the shotgun from off my wall. Instead of the usual 6, I loaded 2. Both slugs, one in the mag, the other in the chamber. In case the first one doesn't kill it, Well, at least I'll be in control of my own fate. The night approached fast, and so was he. I went outside, sat on the porch, awaiting the inevitable signs of his arrival. I sat there for upwards of 10 minutes without a sign. So I called out his true name in a direct voice. I spoke his name, a name that struck fear in the hearts of many before me. Kavostus. And hell followed. The lantern next to me shattered. The heavy fog rolled in. I swear the ground was shaking beneath my feet. Or was that just me? Either way, it wasn't long until the darkness took shape and a familiar sight emerged. It was him, standing 8 feet tall and menacingly staring at me. At that moment, my urge was to aim my shotgun. I wasn't even in control of my body. I heard him laughing, but in my head, my skull felt like it was vibrating every sound he made. That's when, in a voice so dark and imposing, "Hello, Alex." Suddenly a tunnel of black slowly took my vision. Then, it took me entirely.
Rest. This is only the beginning.
Thank you all for joining me tonight as we wrap up this story. More stories like this to come in the future. I truly hope I genuinely intrigued you with the characters and creature design, sound effects, and the atmosphere to help make you feel immersed. Till next time, folks, be safe, be kind, and comment down below what your favorite moment was. If you are new and wish to watch more scary stories from me, hit subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss a video. Also, if you want to see a deep dive into how I make my stories, become a member. It's only $2.99 a month and you will get all access to your favorite perks, like audio editing streams, end screen mentions, and have direct input for these videos. That's all, folks. See you this Wednesday.
Might just rock you back to sleep. Paranormal poet, haunting words take flight. Listening to the stories echo through the night. That voice cuts through the darkness like a